Hi chat. Fuck. Where's there? Hi chat. We're back. Um, fuck. I forgot to go live on Twitch too. All right, we're back. I just get shit sorted really quick. How are y'all doing though? Where is it? I'm so not used to fucking streaming on Tuesdays. I'm way out of the loop now. I just give me a quick sec. And we're back. All right, today we're gonna be watching YouTube and shit. So let's go. Let me just fill it up and we can get started. There we go. I'm gonna open up this too. And we should be ready to go. Let me pause the music. Anyway, chat, today we are watching YouTube, like I said. And hopefully you all have a great time. Alright, we're gonna just get right into things. I'm not gonna yap too much today. But how have you all been? I'm gonna go over here and open up my whatchamacallit watch later and we'll find something to watch. Alright, so we're gonna watch something about Cinder. The Cinder drama, Spicy. TikTok recession indicators, which let's be honest, is gonna sounds dumb already actually. And we're gonna find this video right here, which I'm pretty sure the title of the reaction is literally the title of the OG video. There we go. Is there a fucking extension that's fucking with my is there an extension that's fucking with my thumbnails? Cause I swear to God, these are not these are not the thumbnails. They look way too low quality. So it has to be an extension, right? Whatever. Nintendo ruined gaming, which I am a Nintendo fanboy. So let's see how that fucks everything up. I regret he left YouTube. Hold on, I remember watching him like a couple. Oh, holy fuck! 2023 was 2 years ago. I just realized that. When was his last upload though? 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. Alright, so it looks like he had like a relatively normal upload schedule for an animator. But other than that, like, why do I keep saying filler words? Other than that, there's nothing out of the ordinary in it. Let's just
How's
watch
it going, guys?
videos. We're gonna start with what do we have to start with? We can't go straight into the heavy stuff because then the stream's gonna get too heavy off the bat. Right, let's see. That's gonna be funny, I think, to watch, or at least interesting. And we'll put up body cams too. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's get this started. So I have this one song stuck in my head. I have no idea why. I heard like 5 seconds of it scrolling on TikTok, and now I just don't know why it's stuck in my head.
In case you're...
So if you don't remember...
If your ideal woman...
Alright, we'll start with this. Alright, Spriteless, today we're gonna be watching a Redditor's Ideal Woman. Let's go.
If your ideal woman looks like a child and behaves like a dog...
I'm sorry, behaves like a what now? A dog? What the fuck? We're not even 5 seconds into this video. Why are we starting with this?
There's something wrong with you, man. There probably is. Today, we're looking at the subreddit Involuntary Celibates Writing Women. Can't say the other word.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to understand why this subreddit is gonna be so fucked. It's written by incels. And incels are horrible at writing women because no shit they're gonna be. They're incels. They have no experience communicating with women.
Because apparently every time I say it, I get demonetized like instantly. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me to do the...
So if you don't remember...
We're gonna wait for that to load. There we go.
But you...
do the other very popular subreddit.
Oh yeah, we all know incel tears, right? There's no way you don't know it. And be chronically online enough to watch me.
Of this same sort of theme, but it seems like every single day there's a new video of that subreddit that pops up on YouTube, so I just want to do something.
Yeah, no, it is insanely popular to say the least, because it's just like covering the most, how do I say this? Covering the most like known type of online male guy, or like chronically online male guy, the incels, because no shit, they're gonna be popular with all the stuff they say.
Something a little different, you know, because I'm on the cutting edge of YouTube Reddit reactionary content. The cutting edge. I'm a visionary, really, and I promise.
Wait, so this subreddit isn't like a new one. It's been around for a while, but we just have not heard of it because everyone's focused on SLTs. Interesting. How long do you like? What type of browsing goes into it to find these like new subreddits to browse on? I want to know because I'm tired of always just following the trend. I want to be an innovator.
I promise you this one does not disappoint. Thank you for being a good master to me. I know I'm just a...
What the fuck? Being a good what? This is gonna be my reaction for 99% of it, isn't it?
worthless being of darkness, but you shine your light on me anyway. The pressure was built up in her uterus.
I'm sorry? Why? Does pressure even build up in the uterus? No, I have to look it up. You're making me like this video is making me look up the most dumb shit ever. Hold on. Does pressure build in the uterus? Let's see. High pressure raises tension through the uterine walls, which initiates contractions in more regions and further increases pressure. Oh, okay. I got confused between the uterus and a different part of the body then, or of the female body.
That's how we start this? Are we seriously gonna start it this way? Okay. Oh god, I just read the first line. This is horrifying. You're not gonna like this. But enough yapping, we're gonna get right into it. Before I do...
Wait. Chat, what happens later on? Are we only scratching the surface of this degenerate shit? There's no way it gets worse than what we just saw, is there? Is it? Like, there's no way. Hello? Can you, like, play? Fucking hell. Why won't the video play at 1 minute 6?
If your
Let's
ideal
just
woman
go back
looks
to
like a
that, I
child and
guess.
behaves like a dog, there
Fuck, I started making me do more editing later on.
we're gonna get right into it. Before I do that, I just want to say, hey guys, how's it going? I'm
Hi.
so happy to see you again. And if you're new here, stop. Seriously, stop. And also, don't forget to join the Discord
Yeah, I have the feeling that we're not gonna want to see the degenerate shit, the depths of degeneracy this guy has to get into to get views.
server. Link is in the description down below. But other than that, let's just get right into... You know what? I'm gonna say it. Incels writing women. Please don't demonetize me. Okay, so this first
Can you get demonetized for saying incels? I don't think so, right? Because it's a commonly used term online, so there's no way they would demonetize people for it.
post is titled, Losing One's Virginity Changes One's Bone Structure.
No. No, it does not. Who in their right mind gets an idea like that? I actually want to know now.
I already hate this. Okay, so this looks like it's an excerpt from like a novel or something. She was the perfect picture of a beautiful Japanese girl. Small feet.
Why am I not surprised about the race of the woman? Someone explain to me why I'm not surprised. I want to be told. I want to hear it to know I'm not schizo.
Small nose. Wide eyes. Narrow hips that showed she was a virgin.
That doesn't show that you're a virgin. You can have narrow hips and be a corner store whore.
Hey man, when you hit the double small features in description and then follow it up with something about virginity, yuck. Hey, right? It also just fully sells the incel aspect to this, that it's a Japanese girl. Small feet, small nose, wide eyes, that's literally an anime character. Man writes a list of traits for his desired wife.
You know what? Let's hear it. I'm not gonna be the best at saying if it's good or not, considering, you know, I'm a femboy, but let's go.
I can only imagine. Alright, let's do this by the books of wisdom. What I want from any female for relationship. 1.
Oh, any female form of relationship, not just romantic or sexual. Okay. This is giving me some... I read the first thing before he said it, and I lost all hope I was gonna say I have immediately. Because, what the fuck?
Female addresses me as master, owner, hubby, or god.
Also, talk about blasphemy, man. Like, come on.
2. Female does not start drama, harass, or nag me.
I don't know what to say to that. All I can say is it's bullshit. Other than that, there's nothing really to say.
3. Female obeys all my commands. Hey,
Okay, now that I can say something about, because that's just like, is that not a sign of narcissism? Am I schizo here, chat? Or is that not a sign of narcissism? Hold on. Or like sociopathy or some kind of mental disorder. Is wanting people to be 100% obedient a sign of mental sickness? Let's see. Okay, there's nothing on it. We're moving on.
hey bro, you're actually kind of just describing a dog. And like, if you're brave enough, you can make that happen. 4. Female is loyal and never cheats. 5. Female does not masturbate, as all her sexual lust must be saved for me.
What? There are several ways to look at that. If he just wants it to be like a woman of God and like pure, then okay, that might be reasonable if you yourself are also religious. But the second part makes it unreasonable.
6. Female must be virgin before we meet and stay with me forever.
Okay, that's just kind of vain, innit? Like, what if they were married before you? Or what if they had a relationship or like an engagement before you? And it just happened to not work out. Like, obviously, chats. If you yourself aren't like just banging every single person that has the ability to open their legs for you, then you're not gonna want someone that does that. But within reason here, we need to have some nuance for being virgin at when meeting your partner.
This obsession with virginity is so strange. 7.
Listen, like, I didn't say this yet, but I know there is like some appeal to having your partners first. But then again, that's only reasonable if it is both of your firsts.
Female must always ask for my permission for most things. Yeah, dude, you described a pet. You described a pet.
He really did, didn't he? That is dead ass a pet.
Get a bearded dragon or something. But don't fuck it, please. Don't do that. Okay, and then he gives us a little list of typical interactions that might happen between him and the wife. Typical interaction between owner and female should go as following. Master, what's for dinner today? Female.
Wow, not even woman, not even partner, not even girlfriend, not even wife, just female, a female. That's how you know they don't see women as people, chat.
Whatever you desire, master. I live to serve you. Dude, why do you want this? This sounds like a chore. Master, go prepare.
It really does, though. Because when you think about it, having someone that's essentially a brain-dead pet is gonna become a chore because you're gonna have to look after every single aspect of their lives on top of your own. And it's not even gonna be like there's a secondary income to justify the increase in expenditure, because you're gonna have to be managing everything because she's gonna be a brain-dead pet. Holy fuck! I'm realizing just how unreasonable this actually is for an expectation. Like, I knew it was some brain-dead incel bullshit, porno-brained fucking dumbassery before, but this is just enlightening me to how deep this dumbassery goes.
Prepare the bed for sex. Prepare the bed? What do you have to prepare? Dog, what are you preparing on the bed?
Yeah, no, what are you? Just like, oh, gotta fill the pillows, gotta make sure it's like really fluffy and comfortable before we fuck it all up by fucking.
Female, yes, master. At once, I am so excited. Oh, and then it jumps to during the act of intercourse.
Holy, at least include the transition that isn't a jump cut.
Female, oh god, yes, master. Okay, yep. Okay, master.
Demonetization is lurking behind this man and behind us as we speak. We have to tread carefully here.
When I'm ready, calm down, pet. Female, yes, master. You are lord and king here. I only exist to serve you, master. Who owns you? Female, you own my mind, body, and soul.
Okay, at this point, just like get a sex doll or something. I feel like that should be less of a chore than having someone like to these expectations. Would it not be?
Master, my heart completely belongs to you, master. Of course it does. Good pet. Yeah, see, you want a pet. A pet that you can...
Even he says it, I just realized that. He himself, the person writing that, OP, is saying that he wants a pet and not a partner. At that point, get a dog and get a sex doll and you should be good to go for the rest of your life.
Have sex with. That's nasty. Later, while cuddling about... Okay, so it jumps to some aftercare here. Female, thank you for being a good master to me. I know I'm just a worthless being of darkness, but...
What? Huh? What the fuck? I'm mind-boggled. What am I witnessing right here? What type of depravity does one have to go through to even conjure this type of thought?
But you shine your light on me anyway. I am so lucky to have you as my owner. Master, it's okay. I enjoy it. Oh, hit her with the little nonchalant shit too. Hit her with the, yeah, it's alright, I enjoy it. Puts AirPod back in ear. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, that list is brutal.
I'm sorry, but I cannot even laugh at that joke because of how mind-boggled I am from what I read. I need to bleach my eyes right now.
That sounds horrible. That sounds boring and horrible. I feel like this is also some kind of weird fantasy. Oh god, I just read the first line.
Okay, if he's acting like that, and he was laughing at the last one, we know this is gonna be some fucked up, depressing, or disturbing type shit.
This is horrifying. You're not gonna like this. Do girls get wet in school?
Huh? In school, what? What could SL mean? I mean, if it was SK, that could be scared, but what does SL mean? I'm actually confused. What is SL?
Huh? I need a psych eval immediately.
How bad is it? I'm genuinely concerned now because I have no idea what that last word means.
Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I know what the outcome is going to be. Fucking insane. Mandatory preface. I am not condoning school shoes. Oh, thank.
What does it mean? Please, someone tell me. I'm confused and getting more concerned by the second. I need to know this for my own peace of mind.
Thank God. Oh, I was worried for a moment. Rather, I am merely inquiring about female biology. Oh, he's just a cute.
Oh! Oh shit! Does he mean do girls get wet by shooting when schools are getting shut up? What? What could possibly be the context for this question? What prompts a question like this?
Curious soul is all. I guess this is what they mean when they're talking about childlike wonder and whatnot. We all know that women love attractive, dominant men. Within the context of a school, the shooter is unequivocally the most dominant man.
What the fuck? Humanity really is doomed if these people become the majority when you think about it. Because what are they gonna do? They have no skills whatsoever and no knowledge of how anyone actually works, of how reality works. So what are we gonna do if everyone else dies off and it's just these types of people left? Or if all actual knowledge gets just destroyed like the Library of Alexandria and all we're left with is these types of people?
You have worms in your brain, bro. That is, the shooter transcends his current status in the dominance hierarchy and temporarily becomes an ultra Chad. This is fake. I don't believe this. I don't believe.
Surely not, right? Surely someone doesn't actually believe this. This has to be like a shit post. I refuse to believe, I refuse to accept that this is an actual genuine post and not just someone rage baiting. Which, if it is rage bait, solid 10 out of 10. It's not even rage bait if you think about it. It's not good rage bait. I'm just confused and concerned, not angry.
Believe this. The sliver of a chance that this is real fucking bothers me. But Ultra Chad? Given the female's close proximity to this Ultra Chad during the shooting, one can reasonably conjecture that the females, although
Also, I should have been able to tell that it meant SH, school SHing from the start, because of how he said the blurred word, or like the censored version of the word.
Scared for their life, experience extreme sexual arousal and attraction towards the shooter, hoping that perhaps rather than shooting them, the shooter has sexual intercourse with them instead. Is my
Dear God. How porno-brained can one man be? What type of fuck up does a parent have to make for this to be the result?
my theory correct? Have studies been conducted on this?
How would you conduct a study? What? What would you even do for the study? I'm genuinely confused now. What does he mean studies? My brain. I feel like I'm slowly losing more and more brain cells as this goes on. I'm just becoming infected by the by the brainworm these dickhead dumbasses have.
Studies? Studies. How? Who? Why?
Honestly, if anyone makes that type of study, they should be locked in a room with Phyllis Diddy and Epstein and just like leave them like that for a couple hours and we'll see what happens.
You need to be studied. You need to be fucking.
Yeah, can we bring back what's it called? Can we bring back what's it called? That thingy they do to the brain? Where they put the needle through the eye and just take a chunk of the brain out? Not abortions. Abortions are for unborn children. What's the other one? I forgot. But can we do that for people like this, chat? Please, can we? I swear, I think it will make society a better place if we just like decrease the mental capacity. Lobotomy. We just need to like lobotomize all of the people that are this porno brained, and then society will be 10 times better.
Studied. People are so concerned about fucking vaccines giving autism. I think we should be more concerned about whatever's doing this to people.
Yeah. But can lobotomy even fix that though? Because I feel like at that point you're so far gone that even if we take out half your brain, it's not gonna really do anything.
These go hard. Okay, so it's another list of like girlfriend requirements. Girlfriend requirements for me. Double D tits.
Oh wow, we're starting off strong, aren't we? Yeah, do you know how unrealistic that is? Also, do you know how big those actually are, my guy? My G, my original gangster.
Hell yeah, brother. Blue eyes, fat dump truck, very skinny, under 100 pounds.
Okay. Do you know how improbable it is? Pretty much impossible actually. For someone to have both double D tits, a big ass, and be under 100. Oh, hold on. How much is 100 pounds? Because I don't work in Imperial. I work in good old metric. 100 pounds to kilograms. 45 kilograms? Yeah, no. Send this guy to the farm. Send him to the ranch. Get him out of here. That's actually impossible because you need fat to be stored in the body in order to have the two features listed. But that fat is gonna push you over 45 kilograms most definitely. So you either pick one or the other, my guy. I don't know what to tell you.
How does that work? You just described a homunculus, bro. That's not possible.
Yeah, I feel like the only way for that to happen is if you take out every other organ in the body. Which at that point just get a sex doll, like I said to the last few guys.
Large chest, dumpy, under 100 pounds. That's a freak. You just described a freak of nature. Light skin, of course. They all always want light skin.
At this point, they just want like a blue-eyed Asian with non-Asian features other than like the face, I think. I genuinely don't know what to think about these people. Because surely there has to be some type of mental disorder, right? There is no way these people are sound of mind and conceiving these thoughts.
Some Slavic, maybe Nordic phenotype. Brown hair or rich blonde. Nice legs. Virgin. Obviously, that's a given.
Yeah, obviously.
Good cook. Innocent. Doesn't talk to anyone except me.
Okay, just get a sex doll. How many times do I have to say it?
Maybe her family's okay. On occasion, I might let her chat up her mom, but never her dad or brother. That's weird. Those are men, and they want to spread their seed. Quiet. What?
Okay. We went from concerning to despicable. Especially since you're using the slur reports and not just saying disabled or like handicapped.
Watches anime with me, but not weeb. Weebfoids are annoying.
Are you not a weebfoid then? Are you not one?
You're losing me, bro. Doesn't complain about anything. Fine with me messing with her. Submissive, doesn't talk back. Fertile, schizo. Comes from rich family. At least Stacy, ideally Giga Stacy. This is so brain rot.
What the fuck does a Stacy mean? And I feel like it's the Chad version or like the female version of a Chad. But I'm so confused by this. I feel like I have been lobotomized myself just reading this.
If you don't know what Stacy means, it's like the idea of a Chad, but I think it's the female version of it. That's my understanding. I'm not even gonna fucking Google it. I don't care. Cleans the house. Always tells me I'm very handsome, smart, funny, and strong. No hair on her.
Okay, there's two things we can get from this. One, he might be a pedo. Two, he just wants to date a living sex doll. It's one or the other, really.
What a great closer, man. Like, you've literally just described an autistic child with inflated features. This is so insane. Ideal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about how they want someone that's mentally handicapped. So that rules out the latter. That just leaves pedo.
Woman for me would be like about 6'4", 6'5", scars, face paint, and just a huge fucking vagina. F for female. Oh hell yeah. We got.
Okay, I feel like what he said is a reference. I think I kind of get the reference, but I can't remember what it's from.
Some Facebook post fan fiction being written here. The pressure was built up in her uterus. That's how we start this? Are we?
So that's where that came from. A fan fiction. Just take it to AO3, my guy. People are gonna love it there, I guarantee it. Keep it off Facebook. That's where my grandma is.
Seriously gonna start it this way? Okay. The pressure was built up in her uterus, and she knew. Her period had arrived. Looking around class, everyone was focused on their work, and Mr. Johnson was flipping through his.
Wow, we're not even talking about an adult. We're talking about a child here in school. I'm gonna leave this goals into like teacher like student territory. I promise you I'm gonna leave.
Newspaper. She raised her hand and he looked up. I need to use the restroom. Mr. Johnson squinted. Hold it. She slunk back into her seat and clenched her pelvic muscles to stop the flow of her crimson shame.
What are these analogies? I wanna like gag. Ew. Why? Who conceives these type of thoughts?
Who? I mean, man.
Yo, what's up, Dark Eclipse? How you doing?
Facebook period kink fiction. I'm discovering shit today. 10 minutes passed, however, and the pressure was mounting. She did a good job holding it for the time, but it was becoming a desperate situation. She raised her hand again, and Mr. Johnson misogynistically.
Wow, real self-reflective there, isn't it? Why do I feel like Mr. Johnson is just a self-insert for the guy writing this?
Sighed. What? Was that a misogynistic sigh? I really need to go to the bathroom. Fine, but you get an F for female. She.
What the fuck? That's actually funny. Wait. What type of dumbassery is this? F for female. What?
Frowned, but had no choice. She made a mad dash to the bathroom, breaking her heels along the way. You're wearing heels at school?
What school? Hold on. What school allows females to? Oh, I got infected by the mind virus. I called them female. Dear God, put me down. Take me out back and put me down. What school allows girls to wear heels? There we go.
which flattened her shoes enough to gain more speed. As she ran toward the bathroom, her heaving, ample breasts
Okay, at this point I might just leave. I'm being thoroughly disgusted right now.
filled with milk bounced and
Also, does this guy know how breastfeeding works and how, like, milk production in humans work? It doesn't happen with a period, it happens with pregnancy. How does he not know this?
sloshed back and forth in her bra. Keep in mind, this is a schoolgirl we're talking about. Thankfully, she made it in time before her womb made a bloody explosion. She inspected her underwear in the stall and sighed in relief.
Also, how does this guy think periods actually work? Does he think it's just like this massive waterfall all at once and then you're done for the day? Like, I know some girls are heavy flows, right? But no one is on this level, surely not. At some point you would just pass out from the blood loss. It's just a trickle throughout the day.
Thank you, Kegels. The 4 pillars of being a woman. Kegels, high heels.
What's a Kegel though? I'm scared to look this up, but we're gonna do it for the channel. We're gonna do it for the views. Let's go. What is a Kegel? Denoting exercises performed by a woman to strengthen the. Okay, I regret looking that up. Not because it of itself is gross, but because of the context it is being used in.
Period. And sloshy, frothy, milky breast. This is almost bad enough to be a New York Times bestseller.
The Cursed Quartet, oh my god.
She pushed and peed the blood. That's gross. Making it look like a murder scene all over the porcelain walls. Now,
What the fuck? How heavy of a flow does he think these are? I'm genuinely questioning if this guy isn't just schizo.
to plug herself up. This is so crass. She pulled a tampon from her purse and opened the packet. Perspiration beaded on her forehead as she examined the phallic shape. As she pushed it in, she let out a gasp, then a moan.
Yeah, no female is moaning from a tampon. My guy, get help. No, not even get help. You don't need a therapist. You need a whole team of professionals.
Mr. Johnson would never know the wonders of being a woman. Okay, get out of here, dude. It's almost like
You know, Mr. Johnson is definitely self-insert, isn't it? There is no signs pointing towards it not being that, and all signs pointing towards it being that.
people who write this have never even actually met a person in their life. Like, you've never interacted with another human.
Yeah, like not even just woman, a person at all. I feel like these guys are just born into the basements and never leave. Like that's one movie where that's actually a really dark reference, and I do not know if I should be using that in this context. But it's that one movie where like a girl gets kidnapped and then her and her kid are just trapped in the basement for like years.
Human. Unfortunately, I don't think that one's satire. Why must
Yeah, no, me and you both dark scripts. That is exactly my reaction. Just what the fuck?
they make up this stuff? All right, so it looks like we're just being immediately thrown into the middle of a Reddit thread, and it's just somebody responding to this comment. Really? It's her pubic bone.
Is this guy gonna deny the existence of a pubic bone? I have already lost like half my brain cells. Please do not make me lose more.
Actually, it is a large mound of Venus.
What does Venus mean? Hold on, I have to keep looking stuff up because of these terms. What is a Venus? Not the planet, Venus. Mound? Maybe that'll give me what I want. a symbol of femininity. That does not answer my question. And I do not want to look at pictures because it's probably gonna be of the crotch, and that's gonna get me demonetized.
Next time I go to a restaurant, I'm ordering the large mound of Venus. I will be police escorted out of there, but by God, if I don't get my large mound of Venus, it is a large mound of Venus that sometimes happens when a girl begins to have lots of sex at an early age.
What the fuck? I feel like we went from questionable to criminal in 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds, in 1 second. How does this happen? What is the context of this Reddit thread?
What? Everything always goes back to like virginity and sex at a young age and
I mean, what are you gonna do? They're incels. But still, you think at some point they're gonna just stop thinking about that and think about something else. I take a basement dwelling league player over these people. Come on now.
like, shut the fuck up. You're a loser. But don't rely on it as a guide to hot chicks at the beach, or you might accidentally hook up with trans chicks. God, these people, once again, worms in their brain.
Yeah, no, definitely brainworms. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They have like the worst case of brainworms I have ever seen. And not anxiety brainworms or normal horny brainworms. Just unexplicable brainworms right here.
Worms in their fucking brain. Shitty crop aside, bro thinks his dick can reach the ovaries. I'm excited. I am.
Wait, is this someone posting on the sub to make fun of an incel? Or is this an incel posting on the sub to make fun of something that's kind of dumb, but not really something that is incel sayings, I guess you would say?
6 feet, and I sent my wife to the hospital because
Gotta make it clear, 6 feet first. Okay. So we know he's dying then.
they said she had ovarian cyst, and I popped them from going too deep. This guy? Well, let's just say all the nurses that passed by the room either gave me a thumbs up or were flirting with me after they read the chart. After they
Yeah, no, that did not happen. We know he's fucking lying then. So the answer to my question is the former. That's all but confirmed now.
read the chart, did they put your dick size on the chart for some reason? Did they just measure your penis and just put it on your wife's chart? What are you talking about, dog? The nurses that passed by the room gave me a thumbs up. And then as me and my wife left the hospital, obviously she was in a wheelchair. Everybody clapped. Oh,
Yeah. I feel like a nurse would be fired if she flirted with a patient. Or if they flirted with the patient. I forgot that nurse isn't just like the female term for a doctor.
just an incel being an incel. This person received a DM, and it was in response to a post that they had made on a different subreddit about their husband committing suicide. And so this user, presumably an
I'm scared to read this. There's 3 possibilities here. It's something slightly questionable, it's something extremely concerning, or it's something extremely sad, and I do not want to know if it is any of them.
incel took it upon themselves to message the OP. I bet you cheated and/or denied him sex and let yourself go physically, which is what drove him to suicide.
Okay, so it's option number 2, extremely concerning. Who says this to someone whose husband just committed suicide? What the fuck? These videos really are just destroying my faith in humanity, aren't they? They're not good for someone that's hopeful in humanity. Hopeful of humanity, I should say.
Was this message offensive? Nah, I'll let it slide. Nah, it was alright. He's just a curious soul.
You know, he's just kidding, chat. He's just an incel. Nah, get him banned. Honestly, I feel like I feel like if you got one of these guys banned, they would off themselves because it's like all they have to live for. What else are they gonna do? Because no other website is gonna be tolerating this other than like 4chan and maybe Tumblr. Depending on, like, if it's the least severe of any of this, maybe Tumblr would tolerate that. Anything else is either here or 4chan, and 4chan got taken down. I'm pretty sure.
Cell from 1970. Adventure Comics number 395. Okay, so this is about a 1970 comics of Supergirl, and they have this part at the end of the comics where you could like mail in messages to the editors and whatnot, and like say suggestions for the comics and whatnot. So here's a message from one 1970s incel. Dear editor, I have one complaint and one suggestion. First,
Was sexism still big in the 70s? Hold on. Let me look that up real quick. Was feminism big in the 70s? Okay, so this was at the start of the women liberation movements. Okay.
I think Supergirl is ugly. You can improve her by giving her an ideal fashion figure. I enclose a full description.
Let me guess. Big bazongas, big booty, and slim waist. That's just all the changes he wants.
From Fundamental Fashion Drawing by Romilda Dilly. Supergirl does not fit any of the qualifications. She's too muscular.
No shit, she's gonna be muscular. She's a superhero. She does fighting and shit. What do you think? These guys are making my brain hurts.
Too short, and too fat. Yeah, look at this fat bitch. Jesus.
That's fat. Okay, guys, I'm a fucking whale then. God damn.
Supergirl should look more feminine. Now, for the suggestion. A few issues back, you said that if readers sent in ideas, you would be glad to give Supergirl a new costume. I suggest you print these ideas on 2 pages and let the readers vote on them. Underneath that, the editors actually respond to this. We couldn't print all the great fashions you readers have submitted in 2 full issues, let alone 2 pages. We have other ideas brewing, which we hope to announce soon. As for making Supergirl look like a fashion mannequin, unnaturally tall, gaunt, thin-limbed, and walking with a slouch, nix.
What? I'm assuming next is like na or zilch or nada. Pretty much no. Also, I just realized all 4 or 3 of the terms I said mean nothing or 0 or not no. But we're gonna roll with it.
It might suit you fashion buffs, but it would sure upset us girl watchers. Hell yeah, that's my Supergirl. It's so crazy that they literally had Asmongold in 1970.
Oh no, because that's actually an Asmongold take. Why did I not realize that? God damn, that was such a low-hanging fruit too. I could have easily made that joke if I thought a little harder.
The characters aren't hot enough. Anyways, guys,
Asmongold on Concord.
think that's a fantastic spot to end it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I pray none of you end up like this. But if you do, at least send me whatever you write when you become an incel fanfic writer, because I'd love to point and laugh. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, leave a like down below. And if you're new here, what the fuck? Stop right now. And once again, don't forget to join the Discord server.
All right, that was a nice video, I guess. Question mark, question mark, question mark. We're gonna watch something else. I need a palate cleanser from all that dumbassery. I would do a palate cleanser. But palate cleansers don't get as many views as fucking negativity. Let's go. Anyway, today we're gonna be watching It's Official, Nintendo Ruined Gaming. By Peeps is Awesome. Let's go.
Keep his skincare here. Yeah, don't expect this to be a normal
Did he ever make a facecam video before? I swear to God, I've watched 90% of his videos and he's never done a facecam.
thing. I'm just recording this very early in the morning. Keep his awesome morning routine when? Focus. What
Jingle jingle. Are you listening? Are you focusing? Jingle jingle.
is this, bro? If you just want to go straight to the news, then here's a timestamp. I'm literally just recording this for the reoccurring viewers, the fans, if you will. But I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. I don't
Oh
expect
shit,
to
the
be
YouTube
forgiven.
intro.
I'm just
Oh fuck, it's a YouTube apology intro. Anyway.
back to the video. Sorry. How's it going, guys? Peep is inflation here. That can be taken so out of context. We're talking.
This video isn't even worth watching. You know, I'm gonna sum it up for you all. For those of you that actually give a fuck and still play on console, Xbox increased retroactively increased all their Xbox console prices by like $100, I think, and all games are gonna be $80 now, pretty much. As if Nintendo didn't already set the standard with Tears of the Kingdom, but we're gonna ignore that, I guess. Fuck me. What do we want to watch now? I want to know how I almost quadrupled the time of that last video, not the Peeps one, the one before it. Because we're going on an hour now. Actually, because of the start screen, it's more like 45 minutes. How did I triple the runtime of that shit? I don't think I had that much insight, did I? I'm not in the mood for TikTok to mastery. I lost enough brain cells, so let's see. Cop body cams. Maybe that's gonna give me something good. What the fuck? What do you mean this is the first thing that comes up when I look up cop body cams? I was expecting like a shoplifter, not this. Do we want to watch more of Cinder? I feel like anyone and their mom has known about Cinder's situation for like 50 fucking years. So do I really even want to be reminded of the sheer toxicity of that bitch? No, I do not. You know what? Fuck it. But it's such a long video. Fuck it. I need the views. Also, slow-key kind of interesting. Let's go. Okay, everybody. Today we're gonna be watching When You Prioritize Business Over Friends, Cinder's Downfall. Let's go. Okay, though, before we start, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. Give me a sec. It's gonna be like 5 seconds. Alright, I'm back. Alright, everybody, today we're... can I speak? Alright, everybody, today we're gonna be watching When You Prioritize Business Over Friends, Cinder's Downfall. Let's go!
Okay, so this one's a bit of a shocker to me. It's a shocker to a lot of people. Rip the band-aid off. Cinder and her manager redacted, manipulated, and
Cough cough, boyfriend, not manager.
sabotaged artists and VTubers for their own personal benefit.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Kinda gross, kinda nasty, trifling as fuck.
The syndrome clip. I forgot how goofy the first Incredibles looked.
But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone.
Definitely makes this video a bit funny though, and ironic.
Yeah, no, that aged like fucking milk. That shit turned to sauerkraut, holy shit.
Ironic, the right word?
Static Tokyo-san, bye.
Now, there's multiple documents that this video is based off of. One by Nano.
Acceptance, love.
Whoa, that's actually a really fucking cool model. And I actually look up to these types of artists because what do you mean you can make this shit by drawing? What do you mean?
And
Bao,
Who's that? Who's this? Is that a werewolf? Is that a fucking werewolf?
Silver,
Hello, your house is so beautiful.
What house?
I think he's the quiet type.
Spite,
Should we have an ass? Should we have not an ass? Whoa!
Whoa, what do you mean by that?
Oh, what?
and Rain, and Sycamore. I forgot to say it in the video, but yeah, I did go over Sycamore's too. I might miss some things, so all my sources will be linked in the description. Remember that I'm
Oh shit! Like rockets.
not a news nigga. Make your own conclusion and opinion, and tell me what you think in the comments. Alright, so basically, Nanolist, an amazing artist by the way, shared her experience with Cinder and Cinder's manager, Redacted. Now, Red, we're gonna say Red for short, and Cinder are kinda fused because they've been working together for years, and as we will learn later, or technically right now,
Boyfriend, not manager. So yeah, no, Shondo was right apparently. Editor wrote the clip. I do not think I can I put up the clip fast enough to keep the stream interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna cut all of this out and just add in the clip when I'm editing. But let's go. Shondo, boyfriend, VTuber. I cannot find the clip, fuck me.
Red and Cinder are also dating, so it appears to be a team effort here. Red and
What was that audio?
Cinder would actively talk shit about other creators, and the creators I'm talking about are like pretty big, and some of which is also Cinder's friends. Air quotes. For example, they said Bao has been getting on their nerves for a while now, that Bao hijacked their YouTube video editor.
Lying.
Hiring the same editor is not hijacking it. If you're getting annoyed by just find a new editor, or if you want to be a dirty scumbag like Cinder, offer to pay more for an exclusivity contract. But then again, it's gonna be on your ass whatever happens.
When in actuality, Shadi just commissioned him for one stream highlight per month due to
Whoa, what? I did not know that. I thought it was like regular videos, like to the point where it's exactly the same frequency as Cinder. But once a month is actually insane because that's the least amount of work you could do by hiring someone. Unless it's something like on the actual extreme where it's once a year. But we're gonna ignore the extremes here.
her knowing the significant role he plays for Cinder as an editor. They also said that Bao is commissioning artists that they work with, and that they got to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs them the wrong way. Now, listen.
Let me speak to the people, Piccolo.
Let me speak to the people. I'm not a big fan of the government. 3 on 3.
If someone rubs you the wrong way, why would you be friends with them? They also said they wanted to safeguard, which feels like a fancy way to say gatekeep, their most important artists from Bao, one of which happens to be Nano, but we will get into that later. They also think Bao told the person that edited her music video, Sycamore, to not work with them, when that wasn't the case at all. Bro just
Yeah, I don't think he... I think he's the one where Cinder was like, I don't think you even worked with her, but like, don't. Sheena, huh? Whoa, on what level does this go from just betrayal to being a hating ass motherfucker?
went to Bao and asked himself for an exclusivity deal and to remain anonymous because bro wanted to work on his own shit and did not want to be known as just an editor and take on more jobs as an editor. They go even further by saying that Bao had a string of original songs last year and they flopped. One, kind of funny considering Cinder made this shit.
Yeah, no, kind of ironic actually. Considering that was a pretty mid cover too, I feel like I could do a better cover than that, and I am shit at singing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this hot garbage.
I'm sorry you had to hear it, but I had to hear it too, so I'd rather listen to this though. That's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah, no, just because you put a badass guitar beat or whatever you want to call it onto a song doesn't mean it's gonna fix your shit singing. You need to actually be a good singer to make covers. That's like, if you want to shit talk other people's covers, then yeah, you need to be good at it. If you just like trying to get experience, trying to improve, you do you. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm planning to do.
This is more of a slap in the face considering Bao was suffering from TMJ pain, which led to her jaw not being able to open properly.
Holy fuck! Did she record that while that was happening? If so, props to her. I can't sing that good when I'm fully healthy.
To the point she needed to get fluid drained so she was able to, you know, open it properly. Which Cinder knew about, considering that she was supposed to be a close friend to Bao. So I'm definitely gonna clown on this shit show of a quote-unquote metal cover. Because Cinder had no issue sabotaging her friend in the pursuit of precious clout. At TwitchCon, the editor Sacramore met with them and was cool working with them and was quote-unquote jumping through the hoops to get something planned. This is a overstatement, because in actuality, Sacramore did decline Cinder and Red multiple times.
Damn. So that's not even an exaggeration, that's just straight up lying. You're a lying ass motherfucker, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Due to his schedule being full, and bro only accepted when they offered double the pay.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Get that paper. He also made it seem like it was just Sacramore they spoke to at TwitchCon, but Bao was literally right there when they were speaking and even supported the idea of Sacramore doing work for them. Sacramore did end up completing.
You know, at that point you're just being a hater, talking about Cinder here, because your friend was supportive of it, and you're like, no, she was trying to steal the editor from me, she was trying to hijack him. Motherfucker, she never even worked with him. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What is this schizo yap level of hating?
Cinder's music video on time, even when he was getting all the things he needed to complete the edit sparingly, and even skipped going home for Thanksgiving after having a family member pass to get it done in time, just for Cinder to sit up here and say stream got pushed back because the video wasn't done. Which is like, I'd be on King Von timing if someone said that shit to me.
Yeah, no, if you put that shit with me, I'm not working with you anymore. I'm gonna be completely honest. Cause, motherfucker, his relative died. That's like, you're not gonna be able to get a second chance at that. There is no pushing back a funeral. You pushed back the stream anyway. Why did you not do that in the first place? Selfish as fuck, on God.
But with this being said, they are trying to spin the narrative that Bao got jealous that her songs didn't do as well as Cinder's, and then went to Sacramore and told him, hey, don't work with Cinder anymore. When for one, we know that wasn't the case from looking at Sacramore's document. They also try to say that Bao made Sacramore tweet about only working for Bao. That also not true. Bro just tweeted that out so people don't reach out to him for work. And then they go on to say that Bao is now after their Life 2D animators and Nano. They're obviously saying all this to Nano to sway Nano's thought process and when accepting commissions from Bao in this case. Now, back in March of 2024, Bao announced that one of her subathon goals was a Live 2D model, with Nano being the artist. However, Cinder and Redacted did not like this shit at all. They actively, on some Joker level shit, sabotage Bao, which resulted.
Not even Joker, that's some Batman Who Laughs type shit. Just chaotic with no gain to yourself whatsoever, because you don't even commission a model that often. So there's really no benefit in doing this shit.
Resulted in Nano canceling her model, which is like actually crazy that you can do that to someone and then act all buddy with them on stream and video. Like, dude, I would be so, if I was Bao, I would be so pissed. Now, in Bao's perspective, Nano got the design and base model sketch done, and then there was a sudden back and forth on if Nano had the physical and mental capacity to keep working on the model, which is believable considering that Nano was actively working on a bunch of shit during this time. When in reality, Red was actively telling Nano to deadass stop working with.
Acting like that one picture with the devil whispering to some guy. You know, the one you've seen on TikTok.
With her. Also using Bao's status as a way to make Nano feel better for canceling her commission by saying like, oh, she has a lot of connections about what the fuck. It's actually kind of crazy. Even went as far as telling Nano to charge half of the price for the design when Nano was gonna give it to Bao for free as an apology for canceling.
Man, What did he?
That's some hating ass shit. What the fuck? It's not your place to comment on how much the shit is gonna cost after the artist cancels. Which, by the way, in my opinion at least, it should be free because I paid you to do something and you're just randomly canceling on me after plans have been made.
He do to make them niggas that mad?
Did Bao spit in your cereal?
Yeah, who pissed in fucking Cinder's cereal? Who pissed in her Cheerios?
Well, some people might actually want that. But why are you so mean? Bao was obviously sad about this, not knowing the real reason as to why. And while all of Bao's other
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'd be on some King Von type timing if that happened to me.
friends are like consoling her because obviously she's going to her homies and talking about it because she's upset, Cinder was dead quiet.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Because she knew she was on some snaky shit.
You're weird.
Redacted and Cinder also told her to stop working with Silverveil, even though Silverveil literally didn't do anything except decline Cinder's offer.
No, that's actually crazy. How is getting like, oh no thanks, I like doing my own thing. How is that mind breaking? She went from Cinder went from normal person to fucking My Hero Academia Nomo in 0.5 seconds after being rejected.
A collab, and this shit talk and drama that was fabricated and blasted onto Nano led Nano to cancel the model she was working on for Silverveil's birthday. How can you be so—
No way. How can one person be that heartless?
So mean, bro? Why are you so mean? Why are you mean? Silverveil kind of got the hint that Cinder is a clout ladder climber, and Shoddy simply didn't want to be used. It was cool talking with her privately, but didn't want to do anything that would have monetary gain.
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
They didn't even speak much to begin with, and Cinder also stuck to the friendly act by complimenting Silver's merch when she was literally the force behind her model getting canceled. Also, they were watching if only—
Yeah, no, you're fucking evil for that. I'm not even joking anymore. You're just straight up evil. You're just a devil at this point.
Geary wants a model from Nano.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Basically, what they tried to do was, during this time, was propose an exclusivity deal, but done in the worst way possible. Basically, the premise was if someone they didn't like or was on this blacklist goes and tries to commission Nano has to say no, then go to Cinder to have Cinder buy a piece of art from Nano, which is fucking weird.
Are you fucking
considering
dumb?
that some of these people is friends with Cinder? And when I mean some, I guess Bao in this case is friends, and Bao was on the blacklist, so we'll get to that. They even straight up spout bullshit to Nano, saying that if she makes new models, her older models lose value, which is just a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, no, that's just some brain dead type thinking right there.
And also
Are you
wrong.
dumb?
They also set up a blacklist, which I briefly showed earlier, that
No, because when you think about it, the model itself is always gonna be practically worthless if it's by itself, because no matter how good the model is, people are gonna stay there for like 0.5 seconds and then leave if you do not have a good personality, if your streams are not of high quality. Take me, for example. Even though my model is shitty when you look at it and compare it to these.
that has Bao, Silverveil, and one other VTuber on it is blinked out. With their reasoning behind that they don't want other creators to have what makes Cinder special, which is Nano's artwork. This is what we—
That's just insulting yourself, to be honest. You're just saying you have the personality of a wet piece of cardboard.
call textbook gatekeeping. Now, I'm going to be blunt here. Have you niggas seen Nanolist's prices? Shoddy's clientele are only for the niggas that's really in this shit for real. You not popping like 10k out of your ass. No disrespect to Nano, by the way.
Yeah, no, unless you're an Apple baby, that's like top tier level modules. I mean, look at the detail. Look at the detail in this shit. She probably rigged each individual toe.
Her artwork prices make sense to me, at least. They even speak ill of Shy Lily.
Oh, no, she's an artist. My bad. She probably made each individual toe ready to be rigged.
In my heart.
This right here is my favorite thing ever.
Now, I don't mean to sound like a glazer, but you can't be for real.
That's some bullshit.
They basically try to bring Nano into shit that has nothing to do with her, and efforts for her to stop working with certain people, this time being Shy Lily. Nanolist is currently working on a Shy Lily model, and Redacted comes in like,
please tell me Nano said no, fuck off, because that model looks adorable and I want to see it fully rigged.
hey, by the way, Shy Lily is acting weird towards Cinder. Basically, by leaving collabs they were both a part of last minute, not responding to messages, and not saying Cinder's name when she raids. Even though, when V cards were launched, they seemed chill. And now Shy Lily asking for an analyst model after all that seems weird. Redacted states that we, Cinder and Redacted, kept bringing Nano into drama. Even though, to be honest, they could literally just have, you know, not.
Stop it.
And then it now feels like they're going to have to compete with Shy Lily since they're going to have the same model artist.
Oh my god, the model artist does not matter. You can use models for whatever you want. I could take my model and stream on P-Hub. It's gonna be a completely different audience. What matters is how you choose to use the model, not the model itself. Also, again, models in and of themselves are worthless when it comes to like streaming and making videos. No offense to the artists, y'all are amazing. Your art is extremely valuable. But when it comes to content creation, as in videos, the model itself is gonna be completely worthless if it's not backed by a decent personality.
Why the fuck are you VTubing if you're viewing the space like this? Never in my life do I think a normal—
yeah, no, that's some corporate hating ass shit right there. Because this is the type of shit we'd expect from like Microsoft and Sony trying to get at each other's throats. Go work in a corpo. And I don't mean a VTuber corpo, like an actual corporation. Piss off. Shoo shoo.
VTuber with a functioning brain, rare to come by but does exist, views their model siblings as competition. You're weird. Buddy. A Nanolist caught this and called it out, and Redacted did the whole generic, hey, it wasn't us, nigga. It is you. It's you. It's all—
we all know it's you. Don't try and hide it. Do not try and lie. We all know it's you. You all got outed.
Only you. It's definitely you. And at this point, Nanolist is rightfully so a bit annoyed and had enough of this shit, and tried to talk to Cinder, basically saying like, sorry I didn't do the quote-unquote exclusivity deal, and that she doesn't want to be dragged in on more personal issues, as Silver is still a client and that it makes her anxious, and that she still likes working with her and shit, but if things don't really work because of Silver, she understands. To which Cinder is like, I get you, but I get compared to her a lot and I don't want to live in the shadow, and that's why Red asked you to stop making models for her, and that it hurts when you said you understand if things don't work out because it makes me feel like you're okay with now.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about your problems with her other what's it called? Her other clients. Nobody gives a fuck.
Not working with me anymore. On some like Victorious Jade shit.
I can't believe how jealous you get.
Oh, so you think I'm ugly?
What?
Yeah, no, because this dead ass gives off the same vibes.
It's kind of, it's like almost like it's like baffling. It's actually baffling how a person of this magnitude can act this way. Nano is basically like, shoddy, you're bugging if you dwell on being compared since you're so much bigger than Silverveil already. Which, is that true? Is Cinder really bigger than Silverveil? Probably not anymore. And that Silverveil wouldn't have priority over Cinder, and there isn't a model with her being discussed. And she is fine not doing Silver's model, but at least is cool with doing Gamer Subs art. And that she doesn't want to be an asshole for something she has nothing to do with. Nano then shows another instance that happened back in 2023, where they try manipulating her into thinking that her having more clients makes her work less special, and that working with Cinder is like more valuable.
That is not correct.
And they tried using the whole "it's just business" excuse. Just fucking laughable. This is also where Nano was trying to see if—
you are not Microsoft. Calm down with that "it's just business" type shit. That is not gonna work here.
Red like was conveying Cinder's wants or feelings properly, to which Cinder kind of confirmed that her and Red are on the same page. And Cinder herself also tried to like almost take credit for Nano's success in a way by saying things like, I'm so happy I was able to find someone to help your live 2D cutting to improve your skills, and I think that's a big part of why everyone loved the 1.0 model and then started asking you for them. Nigga, are we serious right now? Nano also had a conversation with Red a day before talking to Cinder, saying that she doesn't think it's fair for her to stop working for other people just to only do Cinder stuff, since she is a free artist, to which Red was like trying to spin it like Nano wanted more work from Cinder.
Why the fuck are you fucking lying?
Yeah, what are you tweaking about right now? What is this schizo yap?
And then doubling down that if she keeps making things for other people, her work is less special. Again, keep the client.
No, the fuck it's not. Like, I promise you, without the exclusivity deal, she is not gonna be able to like get clients from everyone and their mom. Look at the prices. Peep game real quick.
Clientele. Each
Also, hold on, that pink-haired model is gorgeous. Who is that?
you're special. Each go crazy. Don't disrespect the drip. Now, Cinder and Redacted definitely did damage control, or at least knew they were moving snaky, because they asked Nano, yo, you didn't tell Silver you canceled because of Cinder, right? Obviously, we know that Nano didn't. She said it was a health issue. Now, this is where spite comes into play.
Different message.
As she was clearly being
I thought he meant spite is on like the emotion, not the VTuber.
talked about with them mentioning Server Pup. There's only one person I can think of. Keep in mind, Spite and Cinder never talk to each other, but due to people saying that they look similar, Cinder took that as competition and
Yeah, no, Cinder just has the most fragile ego I have ever fucking seen.
tried sabotaging Spite as well. Spite is a Cerberus, which is a type of hellhound apparently, just with 3 heads. Cinder is just a normal ass hellhound, and she definitely plays a part.
I don't know who it is, but somebody smell like shit.
Spite did have other wolf heads on her shoulders as pauldrons to symbolize the other heads, but you know, people didn't really peep the drip and kept asking, if you're a Cerberus, where are your other heads? Which low-key pushed her to use the Hellhound title as more of a broader term. People started to
Wait, no. The 2 little dogs on the shoulders is actually such a cute way of doing that though.
rate her and compare her to Cinder, so which Shoddy switched back to the Cerberus vibe, and obviously, due to what happened, Spite didn't really want to fuck with Cinder. They tried to claim Spite was copying and stealing Cinder's ideas, when in actuality, it might be the exact opposite. When Spite announced her 2.0 debut that is going to happen on 14th of May, Cinder then announced her 1.0 the day Spite was debuting.
No way. Are we deadass, chat? Are we deadass?
Her 2.0 the 14th of May. Keep in mind, Spite didn't know who Cinder was at this point, and the claim of Spite following her and unfollowing her to then steal ideas is a bunch of malarkey, considering that it's kind of impossible to copy someone that announced their shit the day that you're literally debuting yours. Now, the whole posting thing could be a coincidence, but then Cinder had a habit of kind of doing similar things as Spite the day of or shortly after. Spite had a new outfit made, to which shortly after Cinder gets an outfit with a similar vibe. Cinder also gets this merch for Uwu Market.
You know who this motherfucker look like, low-key?
Yeah, no, I don't think I have ever seen Cinder with blue flames before hearing about Spite.
Look at that. A lot of follows and a lot of people.
Spite, back on April 29, 2024, designed a Greek goddess outfit on stream. However, about 4 months ago, so like December of 2024 to January of this year, Cinder comes out with an outfit similar. April 20th, 2024, Spite debuts a model by RUVT, which had a fire-ass hoodie, which had a design on the top and a bang covering
I'd rock that. Holy shit, that outfit is peak.
one eye. Basically, a year after, on April 4th, Cinder also debuts, and I have to admit, a fire hoodie with the design on top with a bang covering one eye. The same eye. Could they be
Word for word, bar for bar.
coincidences? Maybe, but I find it hard to believe it was a coincidence because Cinder and Redacted seemed keen to keep track on what Spite was doing. Also, in January 2023, Spite even got a DM from someone that also allegedly got hate from Cinder and Cinder's community because of the fire in the ears, and she was kind of worried for Spite. And yeah, that's basically the main thing. There's also a document by Rain that helps push the narrative that she uses people to get a leg up, as it appears that she was being a bit unloyal to Redacted back when she was Tashi and DVA stuff.
Ooh, she cheating.
And was being straight up flirtatious and just shit talking Redacted.
Oh fuck, I was joking. I did not know that. I promise you I did not be watching the shit chats.
And saying things you wouldn't say if you were in a relationship with another VA that was bigger than her at the time. But the moment she popped off as Cinder, she didn't speak to him again. And as we know, I got a heavy bias against cheaters, so take that as you will. Link to all of this again will be in the description. Cinder's response right now is just that she fired Redacted as a manager, but I think they still fucking though. I don't think they broke up over this. I haven't slept since the 26th. It's now the 28th. If I don't sound enthusiastic, it's because I'm speaking without the embellishment. I'm tired. I want to explode. Now, in my opinion, this apology is immediately dead after the first statement made, where she is more so putting a lot of the blame onto Red. But
yeah, no, this is just pretty much saying, wasn't me. That's not gonna work here because that's your manager, and based on what we have, you definitely knew about this shit. You fucking liar. Get her out of here. Fucking get her off this property.
What bugs me the most is that she says that Red's hyper business oriented outlook warped her view of what she should be doing and what is important to her. So this nigga's ideas based on business led you to be a dickhead towards your friends? Now, Cinder claims she wasn't aware of the manipulation Red was doing on Nano, but does say that she
bullshit.
She did want Nano's art to be the face of her brand, which is why her and Red came up with the plan to have Nano cut other projects to focus more on Cinder. Also, the name that was blacked out in the screenshot I showed earlier, that name was Cotton. So it's Bow, Cotton, and then Silver that were on the blacklist, by the way. Just to clarify. Alright, we're done. And that she truly only wanted Nano to not work with Silverveil. You hating ass nigga. And admits to being guilt trippy towards Nano due to her being upset, but still didn't want to force Nano to do anything. She claims there wasn't supposed to be lists and that she didn't even know about it, which I find hard to believe. Oh, I should also say, unlike every other document we went over, this has 0 screenshots. It's a block of text, which I find really weird. She also says she was ignorant to Nano and Red talking about Lily and only told Red that she hasn't heard from Lily in a minute, and she states that she doesn't condone what Red said about Bao either. Dude, okay, basically, she doesn't know shit. She's trying to pin this all on her man's Red. She does admit to being upset that Bao hired her editor and took it personally by thinking that her content wasn't good enough or that she wasn't paying him enough. She says that she shouldn't have thought this way and got over it, but that Red kept a grudge. She was also upset with Sacramore when he said he was only going to work for Bao from now on, but then she puts it on Red again by thinking that Bao was to blame for it, saying that Red had a lot of ideas for Boss Rush, but it wouldn't work without Sacramore, which I mean, Sacramore is goated with the edits.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. I've seen some of his shit and I want to learn how to edit like that, but I'm also learning how to draw and how to rig models. So I can't really do all 3 at the same time. I'm gonna have to get it to 1 and not be just assets all 3, but slightly less ass.
Probably why they wanted to pay him double. They wanted that shit so bad. They were on Sycramore's dick. Anyway, Cinder then tries to explain by what she meant by it's just business. She said she understood where Red was coming from. Basically, if everyone had a model by Nano, it would be oversaturated and the value of the model would diminish. But that's literally not how VTuber models work, to be honest, especially since Nano is one person. And Nano even kind of like alters the style a bit based on the client. But she says that she understands that in the VTubing space, you shouldn't push that narrative. And that she does actually like having new model sisters, unless it's Silverveil. Am I right? But she was basically saying it's just business to support Nano's business decision on whether she wants to work with her.
Golly, anything but taking accountability.
Her or not. And that things she said following was her trying to reminisce, not guilt trip, which low-key sounds like bullshit to me. But now, back when her name was Tashi, she was a pink cherry blossom wolf girl. And when she heard of Silver's Sakura wolf redesign, she pulled back, and her and Red brainstormed and came up with Cinder. Cinder did want to be friends with Silverveil, but was also constantly compared to her, which led to her growing resentment. Keep in mind though, Cinder got a buzz.
Yeah, no, like I said, fragile ass ego. That's all it is here.
Silverveil was also being compared to Cinder a lot, but Silverveil didn't fucking try to sabotage Cinder at all. Why? Because she's a better person, maybe? Anyway, Cinder even says that Silverveil not really acknowledging her directly irked her.
Is this nigga serious or what?
And having the same model artist would lead to more comparisons, which is why she didn't want Nano to work with Silver. Now, Cinder doesn't remember if her posting her debut announcement the day that Spite debuted was intentional or not, but she says that she was possessive of her design details, and she had her design sheet finished and out in the public for half a year before her 1.0. Now, she states that after she debuted, Spite got an update to her model that more closely resembled her, and without proof, assumed that she just had to have copied her. This would have been great to have a screenshot of, but you know, whatever. She went and told Red about the whole copying thing, air quotes. She says that the outfit with the shorts was just from references she gave to Nano back in June of 2022. The merch art was supposed to have blue fire, it being grayscale was artist's decision, and that the angel and the hoodie like designs were simply coincidences. That's a lot of coincidences. Well, you know, it's whatever.
Bullshit.
She also addresses the person who approached Spite, who she believes to be Nantails, and that she firmly believes she used her as a reference. She does admit to overreacting and shortly after says sorry, and Nan agreed to change elements of the design. She also does admit to cheating on Red, which is fucking gross. She claims that she just got lost in the sauce because she was a shut-in in like high school or college or whatever, I don't know. But I'm gonna be real, there's no real way you could excuse this little bro. And Rain isn't innocent either, of course, since bro knew she was in a relationship, so shame on Rain as well. She also apologizes to Peaches, aka Vamp Peaches, which is an old friend of Cinder's that she basically dropped and stopped talking to. Now, she then goes on to apologize to people specifically here. In Bao's section, she does admit to seeing her friends as competition and then puts even more blame on Red due to his business mindset. Now, y'all can read all of this yourself. I urge you to, please, at least skim over it yourself. But to me personally, the thing is, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like,
yeah, no, it just does not add up at all. It's bullshit 100%. There's no other word for it.
Okay, if Cinder didn't know about her and Red being the cause of why Bao didn't get her model, why when Bao talked about it and was sad over it, why was Cinder the only one that didn't console her at all? And Bao even noticed this little fucking detail. And you're trying to tell me that you went and talked about your feelings with your man/manager Red, and bro didn't tell you anything about the conversation he is having with Nano about the people you told him about? You had zero clue of what Red was doing as a manager for you? Okay, here's my main takeaway, right? I feel like she was cool with owning up to her feelings when she was upset and when she thought of them as competition, etc. But when it came to the actions that were committed, she seems to want to pile that onto Red. But let me tell you, Shy Lily wasn't having this shit. She calls out...
You know, Shy Lily was standing on business 100%. I remember getting the notification for this reply in math class, and just like Ratatouille, that's one chef reading through the letter the entire time, just sat in math class, jaw hanging open as I watched Shy Lily absolutely clock Cinder.
Cinder under the tweet of her apology, and within it she recounts that she has personally experienced some things where Cinder deadass threw her homies under the bus, and even would say things like she wants to live up to what Lily is, or she feels pressure to, or whatever, and basically choosing business in the bag, even if it meant hurting your friends, just to do a V-Card collab that Cinder rescheduled herself to a day that she promised her homies that she will be there for. She then lied to the friend and said that it was Shy Lily's fault.
Yeah, no, see what I say? Lying ass bum. Do not trust anything Cinder says. She's just a liar.
Stop!
I don't know, man. Cinder got cooked. Cinder is literally Cinder's bro. But what are y'all opinion? Again, everything will be in the description for y'all to peruse. I suggest it, and I want to know y'all opinions. And if I missed something or misunderstood something, let me know. Go support those that are affected. It will all be in the description. And
oh, I was gonna ask if that's all, but nah.
Oh, also, I don't think Cinder is really gonna like graduate because of this. I think she is gonna take a hit for sure, but she's too big to the point she'll still be successful in a way, you know? She's just kind
Yeah, no, hopefully she has like an Irish goodbye though. I just do not want to see her anymore. I'm not really supposed to wish harm on people. So, you know, I hope she just like is not able to continue VTubing anymore, but finds another job that is able to at least support her for the rest of her life.
of at that size, I feel. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, and don't go hating on Cinder.
Hold on, what is that banger at the end? I've heard it in like 50 TikToks, but I never find the original song or like what it's actually called. Holy fuck, thanks for the follow, Isabella LeBron. What's up? You actually came in right in time for me to end stream, but like thank you for stopping on by. How are you? I'm doing good. What about you? Where is it? There we go. Thanks. Wait, let me play my music. We're gonna be finding someone to trade out to. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna be raiding sis. So yeah, let's go. Behave, and here is our raid message.